Okay, so today we're going to start with reviewing the Show Don't Tell worksheet. I have a few examples that I thought were good examples, and I think some people didn't do this maybe because they weren't sure how they were supposed to format their answers. So these are examples of like what you were supposed to do. So you were supposed to write 1 to 3 sentences for the tell. As you can see here, some people wrote 3, some people wrote 1. It really doesn't matter as long as you write more for your show than you do for your tell. So this first one is a really good example of what I was looking for. First of all, this person actually labeled their tell and their show, and they did a good job of writing a lot more for the second one. And so you can see how this first person wrote a lot, and they used a lot of descriptive language. So like colorful mat, the hot sun shines, rainbow umbrella, and then there's a puppy. And this person just describes everything that's going on around them, which is really good. And this second one, even though this person wrote less, they only wrote 1 sentence, but you can see that this sentence is a lot longer than the first one, which is good. And this using littered right here was really good descriptive language. And this last one, same thing. As you can see, these are very short sentences. There's only 3. And then the second one, they use longer sentences with more variety, and there's good vocabulary. All 3 of these had really good vocabulary. So if you haven't done the worksheet and you want to try doing one of them, then this is how you're supposed to write it. Okay, so does anyone have any questions? No. Okay. I think most of the people here didn't. Yes, Nina?
I just came in and I don't know what to do.
Okay, yes. So last class, were you here last class? I don't think so. No. Okay, that's fine. So as you can see in your top left corner, I'm recording this class. So if you you can ask your mom to contact Junior Coach and they can send you the recording, but also the slides and everything, it's on Google Classroom. So if you go into Google Classroom, you'll be able to find what we did.
Wait, actually, I think I was here last class.
You were here last class? Okay, well, regardless, actually, let me just show everyone where this stuff is. So this is our Google Classroom. There's a lot of stuff. As you can see up here, I'm in the stream right now. So there's everything that we've done here is all in the stream. You just might have to scroll a little bit. So if you don't want to scroll, you can go to classwork. And right now you guys won't be able to see the essays or the paragraphs because I haven't uploaded anything under that. But for the grammar rules, you'll be able to find the worksheet and the optional worksheet, and you also find the show don't tell worksheet. So this is, if you go to classwork, this is where you'll find all of like the worksheets and prompts that we'll be doing during class. And in the stream, you'll find basically everything else. You'll find all of our slides, you'll find the syllabus and the Zoom link. So if you have any questions that's like outside of class, you should always come to the Google Classroom. And my email is here too. So if you need to email me outside of class, please feel free to do so. And also, don't worry about grades. I'm not going to grade you guys in this class. You don't need stress outside of the school year. So what's going to happen is when you turn in your worksheet, I'll just write some feedback, either like through a private comment or I'll comment directly onto your Google Doc, and then I'll return it to you. So you don't need to worry about the grades, but you guys do need to make sure that you turn in your assignments. Like if I don't see, like for example, this is what I see. So if you turn it in, I'll be able to see that you turned it in. And I've already replied to some of these, that's why there's only one here. But if you don't turn it in, it all goes down here to this assign portion. So if I don't see you have turned it in, it's just in this assign portion. So I don't know whether or not you've actually done the worksheet. So please actually turn it in. It's just one more click and it's easier for me. Does anyone have any questions?
No. I need to get in the Google Classroom.
You're not in the Google Classroom? Can you type your email into the chat and I'll email it to you after the link after class? Okay. So yeah, Nina, I'll email it to you after class because we spent the entire, like a lot of the first class trying to get everyone into Google Classroom and I don't want to take up more time. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at paragraphs. So for the people who have worked on paragraphs outside of class, have your teachers taught you any specific way to write a paragraph? And if they have, please just unmute yourself and let me know.
I have written a paragraph.
Yeah, Amy, so how did you write the paragraph?
My teachers use a structure called trees. It stands for topic sentence reason, stating your reasons, example, evidence, example, and significant statement, which is basically the concluding part.
Okay, yeah. So what you'll see today is pretty similar to that. What I call some of them might be different, but overall, like it's the same structure as that. So when we write paragraphs, this is the way you guys will be writing in this class. And of course, you don't have to write this way at school. I just want you to write this way when we practice writing paragraphs. So first, the structure of a paragraph, there are two parts. There's a part A and a part B. The reason why there are two parts is because you want your paragraph to have a complex idea. It's kind of boring if you just write about one thing in a paragraph. Like if you say, like, I like sushi, and then you spend the entire paragraph writing about how amazing sushi is. There's nothing complex about that. However, if you say something like, I hate raw fish, but I like sushi, then that's a more interesting paragraph. Like, why do you like sushi even though you don't like raw fish? And that's what you'll be talking about in your paragraph. So having that complexity makes a paragraph more interesting. That's why there's a part A and a part B. So this is like the format of a paragraph. You have your topic sentence first, and then you have a part A. Then between your part A and a part B, you have a transition sentence. And then you have a concluding sentence, which is just your last sentence. So this is similar to what Amy was talking about with the trees, and I'll get to the reasoning, evidence, and examples in the next part. So the reason why we have a transition sentence is because of that complex idea. So when we have a complex idea, these are the three main formats of the complex idea. You can have an A but B. So like I just said, I hate raw fish, but I like sushi. You can have an A and B, where you have two different examples and you combine them together to make like a bigger supporting argument. And you can also have an A therefore B, where you have like I like this, therefore I like this, or something like that. So the reason why we have a part A and a part B is partially for that complex idea, but also partially because now you have this huge paragraph, and if you don't want it to be that big, you can split it into two smaller paragraphs. So you literally just like cut it right through the middle. So your first part will be your topic sentence in your part A, and then your second paragraph is your transition sentence, your part B, and then your concluding sentence. And in the concluding sentence, you want to go back and talk about part A as well. So like your concluding sentence is kind of like a restatement of your topic sentence, except of course you're going to use different words. So does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, I'll take silence as a no. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the structure, like the trees as Amy was talking about. So in your part A and your part B, you have an assertion and evidence. So this assertion plus evidence is going to be in every single sentence that you write in your part A and your part B. And remember, your part A and part B don't include the topic sentence. It doesn't include the topic sentence, the transition sentence, or your concluding sentence. So your part A and your part B is only assertions and evidence. So what is an assertion? Assertion is your own opinion. It's a statement that you make. And then your evidence is something that supports that assertion. So for the sentence, I like sushi because there's a perfect balance of raw fish, rice, and vegetables. So I like sushi is the assertion. And then your evidence is like the why. Why do you like sushi? Oh, because there is that perfect balance of food in it. So the assertion is your opinion, the evidence is the why. And for your part A and your part B, I'm going to have you guys write at least 2 assertions and evidence. So your entire paragraph will be at least 7 sentences. Your topic sentence is 1, your part A has 2, transition sentence, part B has 2, and then the last one. Okay. So now here's an example paragraph. Okay, so some of you guys are worried about your writing. You don't need to be worried about it. Like, don't worry about it. We're going to be practicing during class, and I will help you guys through it. So don't worry about your writing. You're in this class because you want to get better, and I'm here so I can help you get better. Oops, something happened. Okay. So, okay, so now we're going to go over this example paragraph. And for the people who joined a little bit later, you guys can go onto Google Classroom after class or before we do the prompts worksheet. So here's an example.
Can I say something real fast?
Yep.
Okay, so the thing is that I'm on a new computer because the old one broke, and I have 2 accounts. The first one is my school account, that's luhacks.org, and the second one is gmail.com. And I don't know the class code of how to join it. So I made a new account with the same password as this one. So can you give me the class code? Just post it in the chat.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that right now. And Nina, you can take this time. And here, I'll copy the invite link so you don't need to put anything. Like you don't need to go to Google Classroom. So if you click on this link, you should be invited to join the classroom.
Okay.
So let's take 2 minutes and you guys can do that. So everyone else, sorry, but if you need to get water, go get some water. If you want to use the restroom real quick, go ahead.
Okay, I'm done now.
Okay. Nina, are you done? Okay, then let's continue. Okay, so here is an example paragraph of kind of what I want you guys to write. So, disclaimer, there's nothing in this paragraph is completely true about dogs or cats. So don't attack me about this paragraph. Okay, so it's dogs versus cats paragraph. So the prompt is kind of which one is better. So in this paragraph, the topic sentence is, although many people prefer cats because of their independence, dogs are better because of their friendliness. And then it goes on to talk about why cats are better. And then there's a transition sentence which says, however, just because cats are independent, it doesn't mean they're better than dogs. And then it goes on to talk about dogs, and there's a concluding sentence. So I'll give you guys like a minute to read it. And when you're done, if you could just like type in the chat or give me some sort of signal that you're done, that'd be great. Did I misspell something?
On the third line, it says, also cats can enjoy themselves on the end by taking a nap.
Yeah, sorry, that was supposed to be nap. Okay, is everyone done? Okay. So can somebody, so I already read out the topic sentence and the transition sentence, and I'm sure you guys know that the concluding sentence is the last one. So can someone give me a sentence that has an assertion and the evidence, and tell me what part is the assertion and what part is the evidence? I'll start first. So if we look at this first sentence, cats are able to take care of themselves because they don't constantly need attention. So the assertion would be cats are able to take care of themselves. And that's the opinion. And then the reason that's backing it up, like the why, is because they don't constantly need attention. Okay, so can someone unmute themselves and tell me another sentence that has an assertion and evidence?
On the third sentence, it says cats can enjoy themselves on their own, and the reason is that they could take a nap in the sun or play with various household items.
Yeah, and this is the reason because the assertion is they can enjoy themselves. So what are various ways or examples that they enjoy themselves? They can take a nap or they can play. One more person?
The the assertion is just because dogs are just because cats are independent, it doesn't mean they are better than dogs. And then the example is that petting a dog relaxes both the dog and the owner, creating a win-win situation. And because of their friendliness, they will always welcome pets and hugs.
Okay, so you are like 75% right. So this however part is actually the transition sentence. And I'll explain why in the next slide, but you're right that this petting a dog relaxes both the dog and the owner. That is the evidence. So this is color coded in terms of the parts of the sentence. So the one thing that I didn't talk about earlier that I'll talk about now is transition words. So transition words are really important, and your transition sentence always has a transition word. And the transition word that you'll use is different based on the type of paragraph that you have. Remember, there are 3 types that we're going to write. There's an A but B, A and B, and an A therefore B. So just now, I had an A but B. So it's like people prefer cats, but dogs are better. And even though I didn't use but in the topic sentence, I used although, which kind of, it like has the same idea as but. So because I use but, I want to use however as the transition word, because then it's like, just because cats are independent, it doesn't mean that they're better than dogs. However, has like the same meaning kind of as but. But that's not the only way transition words are used in a paragraph. As you can see here, there's also an addition, moreover, and it's really important to use these transition words to make your paragraph flow. And this also, in addition, moreover, these are transition words that you use to give more examples. So I give the first example, and that says, dogs may need more attention, but petting a dog relaxes both the dog and the owner, creating a win-win situation. So that's the first example. Because it's the first example, I don't need a transition word. Of course, if you want to have a transition word like first off, or like, for example, you can have that as well, but you don't necessarily need it. And for the second one though, if I have like this in addition, it helps like elevate the argument, and it also just connects these 2 sentences better. So of course, the second part is about dogs. So everything I'll be writing about in it will be about dogs, but having these transition words just links everything together. It links your examples together, and it makes your paragraph smoother. And so of course, like the assertion evidence, we talked about that a little bit. Did somebody notice the lengths of part A and B, and how are they different? Like, is there a difference between part A and part B that you can tell me? Did anyone notice? No? Okay, that's all right. So the main,
Because
yes?
the cat paragraph, the paragraph that talks about cats start with a topic sentence, and a paragraph about dogs start with an assertion.
Oh yeah, like at the beginning we used a topic sentence, and then when we first introduce dogs, we start with insertion. That's true. Is there something else that you guys noticed? No? Okay, so what William said was true, but what I was trying to hint at was how long it is. So in the first one, the one about cats, I only have 2 sentences. like 2 assertions and 2 pieces of evidence. However, for the ones about dogs, I have 3. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And having this difference in length is really important. So because I'm talking about how dogs are better than cats, I should have more evidence to back up why dogs are better. If I have more evidence about why cats are good, then that's not convincing that dogs are better than cats because I have more evidence for cats. So having more evidence in the second part is always a good thing, regardless of whether you're doing A but B, A and B, or A therefore B. But it's especially important for the A but B and A therefore B. So for the A but B, as we just saw here, and as I just said, it makes your argument more convincing if you have more evidence for the side that you're arguing for. And for an A therefore B paragraph, it's also good because you're saying something leads to something else, and that something else is more important than the first part. That's why you're talking about it second. So you should have more information for that part. So just remember, when we do practices, if you want to write an A but B paragraph, you want more evidence for your second part. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So it's 4:30 right now. 1:30, I guess. And so I will post this real quick to Google Classroom, and I will also post a little prompt that we'll be working on today. And basically, it's actually not really a prompt. I want you to choose something that you feel very strongly about, something that you want to argue about, whether it's like cats versus dogs or like which movie is better. And you'll be writing an outline first of the argument. No, Ethan, today we're just writing the outline. And if you're done with the outline, then you write the paragraph. So there's no leaving early today. These classes should be 45 minutes. I'm just letting you guys off early sometimes, which I should probably stop doing. But so I'm going to post the slides on Google Classroom, and then, okay, so Nina asked what's an outline? An outline is, hold on, let me just share my screen again. So in this case, it might seem kind of like it might not seem obvious what the outline should be, but just like any outline is, like this is the outline. You're going to write out your full topic sentence, your full transition sentence, and your full concluding sentence. And then for your part A and part B, you're going to just write bullet points of your assertion and bullet points of your evidence. So for this, like for example, this dogs versus cats paragraph, I would write out all of the red stuff and this yellow part. And then I would just write, cats take care of themselves. Cats enjoy themselves. Dogs need more attention. Dogs are friendly. Dogs suit a family better. That's what I would be writing. And then after you write that out, because you do need evidence, then you'll be writing something simple for the second part, for the evidence. So for the cats are able to take care of themselves, I would just say, don't need attention. And then for cats enjoy themselves on their own, I would say, oh, this didn't correct. That's weird. Anyway, I would say, take a nap, play by themselves, something like that. Just very short, like 2-3 sentence bullet point. Oh, sorry, 2-3 word bullet points. And that's all you have to do. So I'm going to stop share now. Don't create your own Google Doc. I'm going to create an assignment and assign you guys each a Google Doc so you don't have to share it with me. So give me like 1 minute. Okay, so I just assigned it. The instructions are in the post. So the instructions are to compare and contrast 2 things and say which one is better. So just like how I just compared the dogs versus cats one, I compared dogs and cats and I said dogs were better. And when you write it, because it's a compare and contrast and saying which one is better, you'll be writing an A but B paragraph. And writing this one first will be easier because there is an example in the slides.